What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be taking a look at right here the Mazda3 Sport, and then right behind it right there is the Volkswagen Jetta S. I'm going to do a comparison today between these two vehicles, and I'm doing the best that I can to find two cars that kind of have similar features and things like that to compare on. I'm going to do my best not to be biased towards either vehicle, even though I work for both Volkswagen and the Mazda dealership. But we're going to take a look at them, see exactly what the differences are, think about the pricing today, and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, everybody, let's take a look at these two amazing vehicles for 2017. So we're going to go ahead and kind of start off on our Mazda 3 right here, and then we'll kind of walk over and take a look at the Volkswagen Jetta as well. So let's get first off here, let's take a look and see, and let me go ahead and tell you what size engines we have here. First of all, the Mazda 3 Sport has a 2.0 liter naturally aspirated engine under the hood. So no turbos, no superchargers, nothing like that. And it comes equipped with 155 horsepower with Skyactiv technology. Now our Jetta, on the other hand, is a 1.4 liter turbo with 184 horsepower. So it does have higher ratings on the horsepower compared to your Mazda. Yeah. Now, let's think for just a minute about fuel economy. So you would think, as we just heard, the horsepower's higher on the Jetta and lower on the Mazda. Well, let's take a look and see what we got here. An average combined of 32, highway 37, city 28. Your Volkswagen, average 32, city 28, highway 38. So just one more notch above the Jetta on above the Mazda on fuel economy. Not a whole lot, probably doesn't make that much of a difference on the fuel economy, but you would think that the Jetta would get comparably a lot less fuel economy ratings due to having a turbo engine, but I guess that's not the case. Now, so you do, as you know, your Volkswagen is a German engineered vehicle, your Mazda is a Japanese engineered vehicle. So definitely two totally different type vehicles altogether. Wow. Your Mazda is going to have its Japanese styling on the front, just very aggressive front end. You know, how the headlights kind of rake in like that. Massive grille in the front. And then, Mazda's definitely done a great job keeping the front end on the vehicle kind of similar to all their other Mazdas, as you can see with the CX-5s over there, CX-9s, and Mazda 6s and things like that. So they all look very similar, and I think Volkswagen's pretty much done the same with theirs. But with German vehicles and Audis, let's take a look. As you can see right here, nice clean front end, not too aggressive looking, but again, like I just said, kind of a clean look. And as you can see on your Audi A3, kind of similar front end to your Volkswagen Jetta, but definitely a little more aggressive looking on the A3. Just figured I'd show you all that for a second while we're out here filming, since we have an A3 on ground. All right, now let's take a look. Again, these cars are very similar, in being what they are. They look similar in size, don't they? They really do. And one thing you're going to notice right off the get-go here, on your S model Volkswagen Jetta, you're just going to get your traditional steel wheels with a Volkswagen hubcap right there. But one thing Mazda has done, even on their baseline vehicle, is they've added alloy wheels, which look really good right there. So that's nice. So that's one thing that's definitely different. Hubcaps and steel wheels versus alloys. As far as safety ratings go, pretty similar on that. 5-star safety ratings right there. The only one that has a 4 on there, or 2, is rollover and your frontal crash. As you can see, there's a 4 right here and a 4 down there. The rest are 5s. Our Volkswagen Jetta, you'll notice there we got overall vehicle score 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4. So you got 3 4-stars, and on your Mazda you only have 2 4-stars. So right now it looks like the Mazda is kind of coming out a little bit higher on top because you got the alloy wheels, a little bit better safety ratings. I think the styling and things like that on the vehicles is really more the customer's preference. So that's your preference on what styling you like better. But again, both four-door sedans, they're kind of in that compact sedan, you know, man, my words are totally off today, folks. But anyways, let's keep working through. I'm sweating. It's hot outside, but we're going to keep passing through here and taking a look at them. It's a Monday, right? Now, we will take a look at the cargo space in the back of these two vehicles and kind of see exactly what we got going on there. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Jetta. Now, I got a lot of stuff in the back of the Jetta right now because we were doing a film shoot on Sunday with the car. But let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. I like how you got the button under there. You also have a backup camera right there as well. And really a lot of trunk space in the back of the Volkswagen Jetta. And another thing you get your 50-50 back seat split so you can fold those back seats right on down. So a ton of cargo space in the back of the Jetta. You wouldn't even think it has that much room, but it really does have a lot of room in the back. Let's take a look in the back of the Mazda. Just like the Jetta, you're going to get a backup camera under here. I'm trying to feel for this little button. Where could that be? And that's why we're kind of comparing things. Right now, I'm not feeling any button under there. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to have to use my key to be able to pop the trunk. So let's go ahead and get that out. There's the key right there. Let's go ahead and open that up. And let's take a look anyways and see if there's a button under there. You would think that's a button, but it's not. So there's no button under here to click on. You're going to have to use your key or go into the interior of the car to do that. And there's your cargo space in the back of the Mazda 3. I can tell you just from looking at it right now, you got a little more room in the back of the Volkswagen Jetta. Let's go ahead and get inside the vehicles, take a look around at the interiors, because that's probably one of the most important parts of a comparison, is checking out the interiors of the cars. I can tell you with the Mazda, you're going to get a smart key setup on this vehicle with a push start on the interior. With your Volkswagen Jetta, it's still just your traditional flip key. Just like that, put the key in the ignition and crank it up. Still easy to do either way, okay? But some people seem to like the push start a little more than they like the traditional way of putting a key in a car. But anyways, let's go ahead and get in the Mazda first, take a look around, and see what we got going on. Here's our key. I think the nice thing about a smart key though, folks, is you really don't have to walk up to the car and, well, actually on this one you do. That doesn't have a button here on your handle, so you're still going to have to unlock the car just like that. You're going to get power windows, power door locks on both vehicles, all power options. Your seat's still manual on your Mazda, and I believe that's the same on the Volkswagen over there. But let's go ahead and hop in and take a look, and definitely crank it up because it's hot. Let's see how quickly the AC starts blowing for us. I mean, that's an important thing, is how cold the AC gets when it's being cranked up like this on a hot day. And right now, within the first couple seconds, it's already getting cold, which is nice. I can tell you, on Saturday we did a video with my friend Derek, the stunt driver, and we sat inside the Jetta, and it took a minute for it to get cold. We actually had to put the car in gear and start driving it for it to get cold right off the get-go. So it's nice to have this nice and freezing cold here before we even have to put the car in gear and drive. All right, let's go ahead and close the door. Thank you for watching the video, everybody. Make sure, as usual, like and comment and subscribe on YouTube there for us. All right. Whew, that definitely feels good. It's a hot day. So let's take a look. Let's see. On your steering wheel here, you got Bluetooth cell phone system right there. So that's a check. You have your audio controls here, all that stuff going on over here. On the right-hand side, you got cruise control and all that. There's your gauges, looking pretty spiffy. Still has that Japanese look on the interior of the car. I'm liking the silver and the way things flow. Right now, this car has a blue exterior with kind of a tan colored seating, which looks nice with the blue. This is nice. Fit and finish looks pretty good. You got leather right down there. You got sport mode. How about that? I mean, look at this. A sport mode button here on even just the baseline Mazda 3. So that's kind of neat. And you still can put it in, you know, manual mode and switch it over and shift gears like so, which you do have that in your Jetta as well. But the Jetta does not have a sport mode right there, a button to give it a little more sportier feel while you're driving down the road. This car is practically brand new, still got the plastics on the inside. So here's another thing I'm going to show you real quick. The Jetta does have a screen in it, and it does have a backup camera, and this car has a backup camera as well. Let's take a look. Let's put our camera on autofocus, if you can see that. And so let's see if the guidelines move when turning the steering wheel. And no, they do not move when turning the steering wheel, but at least you do have guidelines there. And I'm pretty sure the Volkswagen Jetta has guidelines as well. You can hit this little gear button there, and you can control the brightness, contrast, tint, color, and reset on that. So that's nice to have. I will tell you the screen is definitely much larger on the Mazda compared to the Volkswagen. I think I said that a minute ago. No leather wrapped onto the steering wheel, okay, so just your rubber, whatever this is, rubber on there, which is fine, okay, it's a nice car. And again, price is going to be definitely a thing you're going to be thinking about too, and I'll go over pricing in just a second. Cup holders, actually pretty deep inside. I like how this kind of comes up like that. You got all this space here. That's helpful, especially when you got a big cup in there. You don't have to worry about it falling over if you're hitting a corner, you know, and having a little fun while you're driving. You don't have to worry about splashing, you know, Pepsi or tea all over your friends or yourself. I like how you can kind of cover that up, which is sweet. You still got a nice little armrest there. Down here, you got 2 power outlets, as you'll see right there. Actually, maybe it's just one 12 volt. Let's find out. Well, actually, so there's nothing under there. That's just a cap over that. I think on your higher trim level Mazda 3s, you're going to have 2 USB ports and all that kind of stuff. But you do got a 12 volt and a little cubby hole space down in there. So does it have USB? Yes, it does. And it's actually right under here. 2 USB ports. Even has a SD card slot and a auxiliary. So 2 USBs, SD card slot, and auxiliary. That's nice. All right, I can guarantee you, I do not think the Jetta has a SD card slot, but we'll find out in just a minute. Let's look up top. Do we have any LED lighting on the interior? No, we do not. There's no lighting here for your vanity mirror on this particular model, so you'll be using this to control getting light onto your face. And the Jetta is exactly the same. There's no interior ambient lighting in this area here for your face. Same on this side, if you were wondering. You do have oh crap handles right here, back there, and over here and back there. So you got those things. And overall, the seat feels pretty comfortable. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seats. I'm pretty quiet on the inside, that's for sure. It's not real loud. That's always important. You know, a lady actually commented on one of my Mazda videos. She said, Chad, check out the rubber on the doors, how nice and thick that is, stuff like that. She pointed that out to me about the CX-5, how there's a lot of rubber sealing going around these doors that really kind of makes the door have a solid feel when it closes and quiets the interior a little bit. So listen, nice and solid there. 2017 IHS top safety pick. Yeah, actually Consumer Reports has recommended this car too, so that's a great thing. Back seats, pretty spacious, not too bad. Let's go ahead and hop in and take a look. Again, I was just sitting in the front, so what I'm trying to tell you is I am about 6'1", so that with the seat comfortably where I would want to drive it in the front, that's where it's at, and I'm 6'1" in the back. And I mean, I'm not, there's not much room back here, but the seat can go up a little more for someone. Not everybody is 6 foot tall. Okay, but still not too bad. I mean, I could always kind of spread them out a little bit and be just like that. Close the door. There you go. Pretty comfortable. Rest your arm there. Door handle. You got that. Not bad. You also have this, which is nice. Volkswagen Jetta does not have a center armrest or cup holders in the back. Did I say that right? The Jetta doesn't have that right there. The Jetta only has over here in the doors where you can put a cup at. And this car has that as well. So you got a lot more space in the back for cup holders and let the kids rest their arms. You have this too. You don't have it on this side, but you got it over there. You don't have it at all in the Jetta. Headroom's good. You got a light up here, but there's no switch to cut that on. You have to do that from up front. All right, so that's good stuff. I mean, safety features on airbags and things. You got 1, 2 airbags up there. You got side curtain airbags all the way in the back. You got airbags in the sides of your seats. So lots of airbags in both vehicles. We're not going to get too in-depth about airbags and things like that today, but definitely, I mean, if it's a IIHS top safety pick, I think you're going to be good to go. All right, let's see how it feels getting out. There we go. Just hop right out, right? All right, good looking car. I'm liking the Mazda. Let's take a look at the Volkswagen Jetta. Let's go ahead and hop in on the inside, have a look around, see what we think. And while we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and crank her up. So here's our key. Let's go ahead and hop in. Definitely a lot different feel with this car. All right, let's get our key. Like I told you earlier, no push start, just get in, put that right there. All right, it's hot, folks. It is hot. Okay. One thing I can tell you, listen to this. You can tell me if you can hear this. I was mentioning that to my wife yesterday. I said, you know, the Volkswagen, one thing about it, it's got to have the hardest blowing air system. I mean, when it comes to blowing air out really hard, that's nice, but it does take a little bit longer for it to cool off. I mean, it's getting cool now, but not as quick as the Mazda was on cooling off. So check mark to Mazda on quick cooling on their AC system, which is nice. So both cars do have rubber steering wheels, no leather on this particular model as well. Again, now let me explain, you can go in higher trim levels on both vehicles and get a lot more cool stuff. But today we're looking at baseline cars here because there's a lot of people out there that are really conscious on price, and this may be the way to go. So you got cruise control over here, audio controls right there for volume, and then a few more features over here. Just like the Mazda, you got an LCD screen in the middle. The fit and finish is a little bit different. You know, again, Japanese, German. German cars to me have more square, kind of boxy looks to them. Japanese is more rounded and everything kind of flows a little differently. So that's one thing to pay attention to. Cup holders, as you can see, I can get my cup right in there pretty good, but it is definitely a lot smaller area for a cup, but a big cup like this is nice and snug right in there just like that. Once again, you do have leather here. I thought the Mazda was a little bit nicer with the leather. It had a little different color stitching, things like that. And I'm moving a little bit quicker here, but anyways, we'll keep going through. I did like the Mazda's screen a lot better on the Mazda 3 compared to this. This is kind of small, right? Yeah, the other one was sitting up top here, a little bit bigger screen, which was nice and definitely a lot more helpful when to have a bigger screen when looking at radio stations, backup cameras, things like that. You do have a backup camera on your Jetta, just put it in reverse. There's the backup camera. It does have the guidelines. Do they move when you're moving the steering wheel? No, they do not. They do not move when you're moving the steering wheel, as you can see right there. Okay, not so much of a big deal, but that does have some options there, just like the Mazda did on contrast, brightness, color, all that as well. So pretty sweet. Let's take a look in here and see what we got. So we have basically right down there, I can already tell you, you had more options on bringing in tech features and things into the car. You only have one USB and one 12 volt. So that's it. As you saw in the Mazda, it had two USBs, an SD card slot, and a auxiliary. This one does have an auxiliary. It's right here, but only has one USB and no SD card slot. Is that a big deal? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. So it's looking pretty good. Let's look up top for a minute. Like I mentioned earlier, here's your lighting. No LED, just regular lights there. You do have a sunglass holder, which is nice. Didn't have that on the Mazda, so that's pretty sweet. And then again, you don't have any lighting here for yourself on there, so that's pretty similar to the Mazda 3. Seats look good, comfortable. I actually thought the Mazda 3 seat was a little more comfortable and kind of made me feel a little more snug sitting in the seat over there. These seats are just a little more plain and basic, as you can see there. Okay, Again, not trying to be biased in any way, just really telling you my thoughts on this. All right, let's take a look. One thing, you got your e-brake right here. I'm not sure if the e-brake was right there on the Mazda or not, but I'll definitely check on the video while I'm editing it. Your armrest is definitely bigger, but you don't have anything cool that kind of covers things and all that. And in there's nothing in there at all. You don't have another 12 volt, no USB ports or anything. On the Mazda, you had a 12 volt in there, so that's a little bit different. You do have O-crap handles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 O-crap handles, just like in the Mazda. Let's go look in the back. And let's take a look at our rubber going around the doors. Pretty similar. If you actually ask me, I think this looks a little bit thicker than the rubber on the Mazda, but hey, it's probably not going to be that much difference. Both cars sound pretty solid when you close the door. Let's take a look in the back. If I miss anything on the videos today, please point it out in your comments on YouTube. Let me know if I missed something, and we'll definitely revisit that another day. Well, okay, so as you can see, I'm 6'1". I was sitting in the front. I was driving this car over here from the Volkswagen store today, and so now I'm sitting in the back. And look at this. This is interesting. I probably have an 1.5 inches of room right there, as you can see. So I definitely have more leg room in the Volkswagen Jetta. No rear air, but do have a 12 volt. So as you noticed, on the Mazda, they put their 12 volt in the center console. Volkswagen put theirs right there, and a little cubby hole space here that the Mazda didn't have. You don't have any little map holders there. And like I said earlier, you don't have a spot to fold down in here. So really, for the kids to have cups in the back of the car, they got to use the door to do that. I do like this feature here where you can control these lighting. It's got a little dial. Isn't that kind of neat? Can y'all see that? There you go. Switch hands. So that's kind of interesting. Pretty sweet. And then you do have decent sized headrests in the back of the Jetta. Little coat hanger spots, one there, one over there as well. If you can see that. One there, one there. Let's walk over to the Mazda real quick and see if it had a couple of those little things that we were just talking about. I'm getting kind of curious now. I will tell you too, though, Mazda's definitely got some nice colors you can pick from. Volkswagen does too, but Mazda's they're a little bit brighter colors. Let's take a look real quick in the back of here. So yeah, you do have a hanger spot there, but not right here. And like I did say, yep, I was right. There's no rear air in the back, no cubby hole spots other than right there. Got that. Yeah, pretty sweet. Headrests are smaller on the Mazda, so the headrests aren't as big. So both cars have their, both cars have things that I think everybody will like, and there's nothing wrong with them being a little different. The real question here today, folks, as we end out this video with both of these vehicles, is which car do you like better? That's really the question, right? Which one would you pick to drive? I won't tell you which one I would pick, but which one would you pick? That's what I would like to know. Another thing to point out too, though, you will see here, your Volkswagen's got your LED light bar, daytime running light, right there. I'm not seeing that, and this car's running. I'm not seeing that on your Mazda 3, but definitely you have projectors on this car and things like that. Fogs down there. That one doesn't have projectors, just regular halogens, and these are halogens as well, but again, doesn't have the daytime running light. So anyways, that's that. Now, before we go, real quickly on the price. So I was talking to the general sales manager inside there. I said, Mike, work me up a price on a Mazda 3, automatic, similar to this Volkswagen Jetta over here. 16.5 is the best they can do on a S model Mazda 3. So 16.5, okay? And that's for the automatic. That's what actually a manual transmission. So manual S 16.5. Now these are automatic, but I'm telling you, that's where you can be. This car over here, manual transmission, 14.7. So pretty big price difference there. But I think you would notice in the video, the Mazda's got a few more features on it that the Jetta doesn't. But hey, the Jetta seems to have a few things that the Mazda doesn't. So I guess it's, you know, it's up to you on which one. 16.5 on that, 14.7 on that one right there. You know, it's, do you like the alloy wheels? Do you like Japanese vehicles? Or do you like Germans? You know, with the daytime run lights, all that stuff. Let's take a look under the hood for a second, see what we got going on. 2.0 liter Sky Active technology. Pretty nice looking engine bay under here. So let's see the differences from this to the Volkswagen. Batteries up here, pretty decent sized battery. One thing I'll point out to you, under here, both have the little sticks, so no shocks. This one doesn't have any kind of matting or anything like that, maybe for noise reduction. And then you come over to the Volkswagen, still got a little stick there, no shocks, but does have the matting here, which from what I've been told is a safety feature, because if the engine happens to catch on fire, that will kind of help put the fire out, supposedly. So a little bit smaller, definitely looks a little smaller. It's a 1.4 liter turbo. That's a 2.0 liter naturally aspirated engine. So there's that. And yeah, so there's that part. Pretty sweet. All right, let's check out the acceleration and handling on the Mazda 3. That's kind of what I definitely want to check out too. You know, you can't do a comparison and not check out this stuff, right? So anyways, let's come right up to here. We'll stop and then we'll kind of mash it down and see what we got going on here. And of course, I need to put my seatbelt on, or the car won't stop making noises at me. There we go. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right, 3, 2, and again, I got the AC on. Okay, I'm not going to cut the AC off to try to get an extra few horsepower. I'm going to do this on both cars. Front wheel drive on both vehicles. All right, acceleration was pretty good. Not bad for a non-turbo vehicle. Let's hit these corners. Okay, feels good. Handling's nice. Okay. Wow. Really hugs that corner nicely there. Let's check out our turning radius. Going around in here. Oh, that feels good. So that steering wheel, it cuts really good on your turning. Wow, that's nice. And then we'll accelerate again. Come around these corners. Let's see how this feels. Wow, that felt great. I mean, I felt confident going around those corners. The turning was nice, going in a circle. That was pretty sweet. All right, let's check out the Volkswagen and see how that one does. Let's see how we're gonna do here. All right. All right, let's crank her up. All right, there's that. Close the door. Seatbelt on. All right. Put it in drive. All right, let's try this one out and see how this one does back there. Let's see how this one does. Again, the Volkswagen Jetta. Oh, not gonna be able to go that way. Let's cut through here. All right. So far, feels pretty peppy, just cutting through the parking lot there. But again, I really want to feel kind of, you know, what we got going on, because this has got the turbo engine in it. The other one not. But again, the other car is 2.0 liter, 184 horsepower. No, 150 horsepower. This one, 155. Or I might be confused on my horsepowers, but anyways, I'll throw them back up on the screen in a few minutes here. All right, let's try. We're at a stop. AC is on. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. All right, feels pretty good. I did feel a little bit of lag with the turbo, okay, right when initially mashing down the gas pedal all the way to the floor. The Mazda had a little small notch where you could press it down farther. The Volkswagen did not. Some Volkswagens do, like the Golf R. Now let's cut around these corners here, see how the turning goes. Okay, now let's turn the steering wheel all the way. It goes pretty far, doesn't it? Wow. Turning's really good on the Volkswagen. All right, now let's hit it again and go around this corner. That's a tough one, guys and girls. That's a tough one. Both cars handled really good going around corners and acceleration. I think the Mazda was a little bit more peppier on the straight line here. And I don't know, that man, it really is a tough one. Let's try that. Turning radius is good on the Volkswagen. It was really good on the Mazda. Again, that's a tough one to pick out. I don't know. I'm trying to think. You know, it felt like the Mazda might have had a little more body roll. I'm not sure though. Again, both cars felt really good just now doing that. So just not sure. So what I can do is I can ask y'all, if y'all are Volkswagen drivers or you're a Mazda driver, let me know what you think. Okay? I thought both cars really handled pretty nice all around. So that's about it for today. We're going to take the Volkswagen back over to the VW store and head back over here to Mazda. All right, so there's the Jetta. We had a good time with it today, checking it out against the Mazda. I tell you, as usual, you know, both dealerships got a ton of vehicles on ground. You know, Mazda's got a ton of Mazdas. Volkswagen's got a ton of Volkswagen Jettas, you know, vice versa. So both of these stores, if you live in the Carolinas, definitely come by and take a test drive in one of these new cars. They're just, they're really nice vehicles at either Stokes dealership. Let's go get over here with Clarence and see what's happening. And again, I'll try to get him to say a few things on camera about the two different vehicles, considering he worked for both of the dealerships in the past. Even on Monday, busy at the Volkswagen store, as you can see. I mean, customers are here, car shopping. You know, that's the thing, car dealerships, people are going to buy cars either way, any day of the week. All right, let's hop in with Clarence. See what's going on. There we go. All right.
Did that car have blind spot monitoring on it?
Huh?
Did that car have blind spot monitoring on it?
No, it didn't. Hold on. This does. Yep. Blind spot monitoring on the Mazda.
Yep.
On just even the sport model like this.
This has got to be a sport with like a preferred package on it. So this is not a true based out sport.
Oh wow, okay, so it's not. How'd you know it? Oh, because you see the blind spot monitoring is right there. Yep. But doesn't do an indication on this mirror here.
I can show you. Get your camera ready.
Okay.
Shut it off.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's, okay.
You want to do it again?
No, we're good, I got it. Yeah. Okay, so it does have blind spot monitoring system. That's interesting.
Along with rear cross traffic alert. So as you're backing out of a parking spot, if you've got somebody coming from either direction at better than 3 miles an hour, you get a notification on the mirrors like that as well.
Nice. So that's another nice safety feature the Mazda has. The Volkswagen Jetta, you're definitely not getting that on their lower trim levels on their car. You do on the Mazda, so that's pretty sweet.